All right, we're live. I'm trying to figure the link out here. I only sent it 50 times. How's everybody doing today? I'm trying to figure this link out. So if I act like I'm ignoring you, it's not I'm ignoring you. It's trying to figure this out. So if I act like I'm ignoring you. Says my connection is unstable. Come on. I don't know why it's not going. I have copied and pasted it in to the StreamYard one. I have copied and pasted it into the YouTube one. Try it again. I put it in the side chat, Gil. I'm on the YouTube side right now. I just tried to put it into the side chat on the YouTube side. Oh, there you guys are. You popped in. Did something. You
Hey.
did something.
All righty.
You must have done it because I was. Where'd it pop in at?
Yeah, it finally popped in at 102 on on YouTube, and
Turn that one off.
I don't think it showed up. It never showed up any of the other times.
I just kept pushing it. Copy paste, copy paste, copy paste.
Yeah.
Hi, Andy dear.
Hey, Near. Well, whew, what a day.
Snow.
Hey Al, how you doing?
All right.
Oh, it's Dr.
How come
Al.
you're all dressed up?
It's Dr. Al.
We're going to talk about water.
You're all dressed up for water?
Yes. Because people
man.
make a lot of mistakes at it and they get angry or how can they become drama queens over it.
Drama queen.
Like pool water.
Oh, I hate that. Everybody thinks you can drink it.
No, we have, tomorrow night, Gil is going to also do water. We're going to do wild water. And I have to warn people on this one. Wild water, 90% of the wild water is contaminated. 90%. And closer you get to an urban area,
the worse.
The worse it gets,
farming,
yep.
worse it gets. So if you're bugged in and you're looking at the neighborhood pond, think again, what's in that pond, really? And I betted a guy $75. We took it. We tested the water. I told, here, get your Sawyer Mini and drink out of that. And he looked at me like, that's dirtier than my cesspool. I'm looking at him, yes.
I have to eat my lunch. Al, why don't you start it off?
Okay.
It just got here just before the show was supposed to start. My
No
son went
problem.
and got it.
Now, as Will munches away on his lunch, Gil's up here. Gil is going to do this one tomorrow night on water everywhere, but you cannot drink it.
And now I dropped the drink.
Right. Texas was a perfect example. Remember, Gil, we were talking about this frozen pipes. Okay, it's ice. There's no water coming out of it. We're going to discuss all the indoor and urban sources you can get water that's safe. But right now we're talking wild water and his scouting experience.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to tell you some things you have to be very, very careful. And Modern Refugee put up a very good examples on water. If you're in the city, everything you have to be suspect. Like LA, swimming pools, number one factor. You can't drink that water. It's a solution. It has bio, it has chemicals, it has toxins. So you don't want to drink the water. And if I see a next person that says, well, I have this wonderful miracle filter and I'll filter it out. Fine. I'll go in the bathroom, pee in the toilet, put it in a cup, and let you filter that out.
Yeah.
Am I right?
The filter stuff like they have for the space station, which does filter out pee and stuff, costs a couple $100,000. That little $9.95 miracle straw you get from, I almost said one of the company begins with a P. Ain't going to cut it, because if you guys check back on Will's channel here, last year he did a review of one of those life straw type things, and someone else did it. I think Dave did it, and Al, I'm not sure if you did it too. You guys couldn't suck through it. I mean, these guys are going, and they're about hyperventilating, trying to suck through the straw, just air, and they couldn't even suck air through it.
Right.
I tore mine apart if I remember right.
Yes. Will tore his apart. Basically, it's a cotton swab or asbestos filter or some kind of weird filter first. Then you have a charcoal, either impregnated with silver or a charcoal filter, and that's it.
Or some of them have a little ceramic thing in there, but that ceramic thing doesn't have any porous holes in it. It won't allow anything through. Well, Al, so what I had Will put up here is this is the water throughout the world. 97% of the water in the world is salt water. That means we have 3%. Of that 3%, you can see these signs all over the place. Swim at your own risk. Algae, fungi, bacteria, protozoas, hydrozoans, blue crabs, okay, right.
Those are all up and down the coast in Washington.
Yeah. In San Jose there in California, San Jose has level of arsenic above drinking water standards. This is for the San Jose city water.
Have you seen the Port of Stockton's health warning like that?
Yeah, I'm getting to these. Just, creeks and stuff. Wild water. This is wild water. And what do they have? Not safe to swim or eat or drink. Yeah. And then to avoid contact with some of the water in some places. And sometimes if you see that float in the water, hey, don't even bother. Not unless you happen to have that $100,000 water filter that, is a super duper heavy duty reverse osmosis that puts minerals back into it afterwards. And
I do that. Yeah, that also.
Yeah, fish. That's a pretty decent sized thing coming up, floating up. Got a bunch of them. Ooh,
that one I tell people, do not drink that, folks.
Yeah, that's oil from all the parking lots in the cities, washing out into the creeks and stuff. And no. And Here's one that is, this is from back east. This is the runoff from coal mines.
Yep.
And we know Flint, Michigan, so I'm going to stop it right there. And pop that out. But yeah, some of that we're going to be seeing tomorrow, and I got more explanation. But then when I hit Flint, Michigan, I'm getting into the big nasty stuff.
Right. Now I have to warn people, when you're in the wild and you see this pristine pool of water, but there's no plants and there's a lot of skeletons around it, do not drink the water. But Uncle Al, it's bright blue. Do not drink the water. Yeah. Look at the water first. There's no motion in it. There's no animal life. You listen for birds. There's no bird life. What does that tell you?
You listen for the bugs and insects around it.
Right. And you don't hear anything. What does that mean?
Poison.
Right. It's a poison water hole. I have 6 in my range area up there that I fence off with barbed wire. Nice bright blue water. Bluer than your swimming pool.
Yeah.
Do you know what causes the blue in it?
Several different things, but copper is one. Excessive copper. What's the acid?
You got it.
Sulfuric acid.
Right. What's the third?
Third is a high nitrate problem.
Nope. We use it in our swimming pool to give it that blue tinge.
Chlorine.
Nope.
Oh, the
starts with a C.
Cyanide.
Right.
Yeah, because that's something else they use in refining gold. Is the cyanide and the runoff of the cyanide. Is it?
Right. And also, cyanide is used in aldehyde in most swimming pools. You cannot filter that out. And like you'll say, you got to get the space station water filter. That's going to cost you pretty money.
It's a special reverse osmosis filter to get some of those chemicals out.
Oh, yeah.
And depending on the chemical, the more expensive the filter system you have to try to get it out.
Hi, C1.
C103.
Right. Sorry, I'm going blind. But like I said, in Stockton, they also have another problem. We have radioactivity in our water. So that was in my days of Stockton. So I drank a lot of bottled water there.
Yeah. The one of the things that a lot of people don't understand about wild water, it's, oh wow, it's it's out in nature, it's all good. Yeah, it's out in nature. Deers go to drink from it and they pee at the same time as they're drinking.
Oh yeah.
Spoons, scrub their dead fish and stuff in it. Fish,
there you are.
Hey, fish make love in the water.
There we go.
Great. And the fish live and die in the water, as well as crustacean, water crabs and crustaceans and stuff. Hey, does the bear poop in the woods? Yeah. Right into the creek.
Now, nobody ever seen that one with the bear in LA in the swimming pool. And guess what he did to the swimming pool?
Was it a cement one or a above ground one?
Above ground one. And also he raided the pool bar.
Tore it up. You have a drunken Yogi Bear with a beer and a hoagie on one side, drinking the beer, eating the sandwich. And guess what happens when a drunken bear in a collapsible, upright pool does? And it's like, oh, I did it in the swimming pool, and leaves it. Yeah.
So, have you seen those commercials now where they're taking all the poop water and trying to redistill it into usable water?
Yeah. In fact, back in California, Contra Costa Central Sanitary District has been doing that for years. However, it's non-potable. It's for use on lawns and shrubs and gardens and stuff. However, you really don't want to use it on your garden because it still has a high salt content from everybody's pee. And
still.
There's some, they don't take all the chemicals out of it. They're just filtering the solids out and then adding more chemicals to it, more not chlorine, chloramine to it to kill the bacteria. And then, here you can use it. It's there's no
Pathogens.
biohazards in it. No, but there's chemical hazards in it. Because we tried using it one summer, and my wife almost lost half her plants because it was just, there were some of the plants like asparagus. Hey, salt doesn't bother them, but there are some of the other plants the salt wouldn't bother, but the other chemicals would.
Right, like all the medical waste that everybody flushes down the toilet. Here's some heroin. Here's some speed. Here's some methadone. Here's some cold solvents, cough syrup, baby poo.
Yeah,
not baby poo. The other stuff where they use the babies and they poo it out. But you don't want to drink that water. No.
And what's interesting is they give a lot of it to Caltrans, who goes along with their big trucks and waters the plants in the meridian strips along 680, 80, and 580. And the problem with that is all the chemicals are out there in the land, on the soil there in the meridian strip there, where they've been watering the trees and stuff. And then come wintertime, all the heavy rain comes and washes it out into the creeks.
That way you see a six-legged frog.
Yeah. Hey, Bones Guard. And Bob, 942.
So you made it 40 miles out of the city, and you have your choice of water. You have stream, you have pond or a small gathering area, and you have a large lake. Which one do you want to drink out of?
Run that by him again, just so everybody gets it.
You have a stream, a pond, a large lake. Which of the three would you like to drink out?
40 miles out.
40 miles out of a city and agriculture area.
I would pull water from the stream.
I was going to say the stream.
If there's no foam in it, because the aeration stuff helps to, kill off some of the bacteria, but I wouldn't drink straight from it, any of it.
All right. I'm not talking straight, but it's a water source.
Yeah.
I'll let everybody decide. Stream. Everybody's saying running water in streams. Oh God. I agree with the gray man. Depends on the area.
Yeah, exactly. You got to look at more information, because if it's a lake and it's on, and you got all the birds there, you see fish going, and it's teeming with wildlife, the water's probably safer. If it's just a pond and it's stagnant, no, not going to touch that pond. If it's a stream and you see, you still see frogs and crawdads, all the mosquito eating fish and stuff like that. You see all the bugs and everything else. Well, it's teeming with life, so it's probably safer than chemical treated. The streams that have all the foam and stuff on it, and it stinks, and there's not much wildlife around it.
Well, if you go high enough up on the mountain for the stream, it might be healthy for you.
Careful. I'm in California, and our mountain's been mined heavily. So higher you go up, greater chance of what? Runoff from the slag piles. Yeah. And you might have a bubbling crystal stream. Like Gil says, it's clear, it's wonderful, except for one thing. You don't hear bugs, wildlife, or fish. It's just a stream coming down from the mountains. Are you going to take a chance and drink it?
That's why you have a water test kit.
Also, it's glowing. I have one stream every year glows green, and that's from copper and arsenic. Yeah. I'm like, good God. And you'll see all the little animals that drank out of it, and you see on the side of the stream, they're dead. They're little skeletons, like.
Yeah.
Myself, I would get it out of the lake because it's a bigger biodiversity mass. I don't trust.
Well, I watched this show on History Channel, and his frogs in his ponds, their eyes glow green,
Right.
and he said it was from the copper deposit.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, like I said, bigger the water source, but you have to be careful because we have the Salton Sea here. You have to understand it has to be a biodiversified lake. It has to have, like Gil says, all the animal life. It's moving water. It's not still like the Salton, because Salton has biodiversity, but what does it have? It doesn't move. So when summertime comes and the red tide comes, guess what happens to all those fish and bugs? God.
Yeah.
You haven't been in a black storm, right, guys?
Nope.
Okay.
It's ugly.
That's a common occurrence in the Salton Seas. You go out of your car and you see this black storm coming off the water, and you're wondering, what the hell is that? Every mosquito, every biting fly, every horse fly in existence coming off the dead scum mass, 2 inches, of dead fish, wildlife, and stuff is heading towards your direction. And you're running to the car, rolling up the window saying, please, God, get me out of here. That's every day in Imperial Valley.
Yeah, my dad was born down there in Indio, and so I heard all the stories about it. And my mom's mom, that grandmother, had property down there, and it was supposed to be they're supposed to be doing a development nearby it. That development sat undeveloped for 35 years. Before my grandmother finally found somebody sucker enough to buy the property from her for what she paid for it, and what she'd paid in I think it was like $10 of taxes a year because the land wasn't worth crap. Yeah, over that time, she dumped it and broke even. But it was just
In the 50s, go ahead. Yeah.
If you're too close to Salton Sea, which salt level is saltier than the Great Salt Lake. It's you got to be careful of your water sources. Know the waters in your area.
Right. During the 50s, when the Salton Seas was the big thing and they made movies and the Navy was out there testing boats and stuff, and they made a horrible horror movie. It was the big dream thing of the 50s. It's a man-made sea. It's wonderful. We have fresh water coming through it. Yeah, but at that time, it diverted out through another tributary out. So you had water coming in and water going what?
Out.
So fine, it's natural, not a problem. But what they did in the 60s, we're California, we're smart, we'll cut off the outlet and let it build up. Guess what happened next?
It sanitized and got more and more polluted, wasn't able to clean itself. It was a friggin' ecological nightmare.
Yeah, it's the world's worst next to Russia, because it's now they're afraid if they dry it up and return it to its desert form, the soil is so toxic and full of salt, they're afraid that it might kill LA if it dries up and blows over there, and everybody will be
I got an idea. No.
Yeah, everybody has that same idea. Let's dry it up and kill everybody in LA.
Yeah, well, think about all these people that are trying to gather up the underground spring.
Oh, God. Don't get me on that one. That's a whole thing. We're only doing surface water.
Yeah.
And we just covered lakes and streams and ponds. Okay, so we're out and you got your water. How do you treat it? That's our big question.
Well, there are several ways, and I got some pictures here. Let me share it back up again. Boom. There we go. And Will can put it up whenever he wants to. All right, so this is not a Berkey, but it's a similar type. And you have your filters.
Black Berkey.
Filters. And anyway, that one is the Berkey. So that's in the Berkey. That's not the the aqua. So you got three different companies that do this, and the Berkey has their carbon, Whoozy, black ones, all this other stuff, and then you have the optional ones to remove the fluoride from your city water. But they come in different sizes, and they even have quart ones that are, that you can take with you, portable ones. They call it the Go, and they have a 1.5 gallon one called the Traveler that, for camping or whatever else, or,
Those are the ceramic ones, right?
Ceramic, carbon, and what was the third one? I can't remember.
Actually, I've not taken it apart, Berkey one apart. I've looked at stuff, and I'm not sure if Berkey actually has ceramic in theirs.
I think they do. I'm not too sure, guys. Please check it.
Then there's the Alexa Pure, which Butch at Sandal Hollow Homestead has. They have a small one. Berkey doesn't have a small one, like a countertop one like this. And this is better than Brita. And so the Alexa Pure has 1.5 gallons and stuff, but they got different ones that you guys can use. However, someone goes, I got my Life Straw here, and it can do 100,000 gallons. 100,000 gallons of tap water. You put it in a mucky stream, and you suck on it, and it's going to plug up in it, and with it after it got 1 gallon of water going through it.
Yep.
Because you take all that stuff you're taking out, it's plugging it up, and you're not going to be able to. It's not going to do 100,000 gallons of dirty, muddy water.
Right, folks. The Life Straw was designed for astronauts and jet fighter pilots when they bail and they have to drink out of what Uncle Alan calls green and chunky water holes.
Mm-hmm.
And that was designed, and it only does 50 gallons. That's the military says. 50 gallons is the most, 10 optimal.
Yeah.
And that's if you keep them clean.
Right.
Yeah. Now there's this is a British company.
The Berkey Dalton.
Brookfield, yeah. It uses ceramic. And I'm going to take this if I can get down here. Okay, this is what I have in the kitchen here. This is the Zen. The ceramic on it that you start out with is a 0.2 to 0.9 micron, less than a micron. And then you have the 5-stage filter under that. And I froze again. Then you have the stone to put the mineral stone to put stuff back into it that the other stuff takes out. So this is probably one of the I would rather have this than the $700 Berkey, because this does down to 0.2 to 0.9 micron. And what's interesting is you fill this top one up here, it takes 2.5 hours for that water to filter through. That's how it's removing stuff. That's how good it is. The Berkey says, oh, you can fill it up, you'll have water in half an hour. Let's do the math. If it's flowing through.
So how big a container is that top part?
The top one's a gallon and a half.
Gallon and a half?
Yeah, and you say, okay, so the Berkey will then put, will run that gallon and a half in half an hour, while the Zen takes, 2 to 3 hours to do it. Gee, which one is actually filtering better?
Right, and true prep for when you do travel, I would use a Life Straw on restaurant water, because the same water they serve in the restaurant and their ice cubes comes from the city tap. And a lot of people who visit Mexico City will learn this the hard way.
Yeah. One of the things, let me go ahead and drop this out of here. One of the other things that to consider is you can make your own cheap, economical, just as good as the Berkey and everything else. You can buy those ceramic filters off Amazon, because that's how I get my replacements for mine. And you can take a 5-gallon bucket. In fact, I did a video on it last year, and I'll have it in here to show tomorrow night. But you can take that bucket, put the ceramic filter in the bottom, and you just put get like a t-shirt or material. Cheesecloth has too big of holes in it. Get a good tight t-shirt wove on it, put it over the top, pour water through that, get out your big stuff, your sticks, your rocks and other stuff out of there.
Big chunks of poo?
Yeah, whatever else. And then when it goes through that ceramic filter at 2.2 micron, you have another bucket underneath it and just let it fill up. And then you can fill up your drinking bottles of water from that. And if you're still worried about it, yeah, I got it right over here. Grab 1 second. If you're still worried about it, handheld UV sterilizer.
Right. Okay. Now, trouble with the sterilizer and also the filter. What does not take out of the water?
Well, the filters, depending on the filters you use, can take minerals out.
Right.
And you don't want mineral-free water, because then if it's totally mineral-free, the water itself, H2O, is not, guys, it is not a stable molecule.
It has to attach.
It likes to bond to stuff. And what's it going to bond to from your body? The calcium in your bones.
Now, also, it does not take out chemicals. And I tell people, if I pee in your Berkeley filter, will it take out all the drugs and chemicals in Uncle Alan's body? And would you drink Uncle Alan pee in your Berkeley filter? Think about it, folks. 40% of all streams have some kind of animal's pee in it.
Yeah.
So you see raccoon, cougar, deer, they're all what they're doing into the stream.
Yeah.
And then you're filtering it. Does that take out all the chemicals out of their pee? No. And you say, this is fine tasting mountain water. And I'm looking at you like, hell no.
It's spring water. It's Arrowhead spring water. Okay, I gotta grab something. I'll be right back.
All right.
Filtered from the best.
Yeah. Now remember, folks, on also too what modern refugee covered, viruses. Viruses in some areas are really potent, and after you filter it, boil your water. That's why I have coffee. That's why I have juice or flavor things. I have tea, because after you boil the water and kill all the viruses, and you still got chemicals in it, it's not pleasant to drink. That's why I always suggest to everybody, have a drink kit, because a lot of you do not enjoy brown drinking water. My friend Yankee of Yankees Outdoor went to the Maumee River all the way up to the top, away from the farming and everything, and still the water came out just as, let me get my carafe out. Even after filtering, it came out this color. That was the water coming out of the filter from the Maumee River in Ohio. And he boiled it.
That's from all the industry, though.
No, that's from all the runoff from the higher elevation of Ohio. So you got this creamy colored kind of water coming down the hill before it hits farm or industry. And it's kind of milky color, and it won't settle down until summer. Then you have the algal blooms, because me and Yankee were talking about it. And he said, yeah, it's not because they have a large clay basin. It's all the clay particles in the water. So it aerates, but it's like what I showed in my teacup. It's very milky. And like I said, even if you boil it, you're going to have a weird taste. So I tell everybody to have a drink kit. Yeah, Bob's right. He's been overseas.
Okay.
Because, like I said, folks, go out there for 3 days, test your equipment.
Yeah, so this is what the stereo pen looks like, and has a cover over it. You have to put it down so that these two probes here touch the water to tell it, hey, all right, it's okay to turn on, and it turns on and puts out the UV light. Now, it will help kill bacteria that makes it through the filter.
How's it going?
It's
And
going.
if you have
Hi,
a,
Justin.
You gonna tell everybody hi?
hey, Cheryl.
You said you'll be over here in a minute.
All right, and this other thing here up here. So the what was I saying? Got distracted here. Old man, brain fart.
No problem. Right up there, Gil. Okay. You were talking about viruses and the use of the sterile pen
Right,
section, the clear section, and also the contact points.
right.
Reason?
So when you have that homemade, if you do one of those homemade 5-gallon bucket things with a ceramic filter in it, that will take out stuff like giardia and other type things. If there's something smaller than half a micron, it might get through. This will help take care of that, but it won't take care of the chemicals and stuff. Now you can buy the filter, the 5-stage filters that screw on to the same size as that bottom one, and screw it on there, and that will have the activated charcoal in it and the sand and everything else, which removes chlorine and fluoramine and all that other fun stuff. But it still doesn't, if you're up in an area where they have sulfuric acid, it won't remove all the sulfuric acid. It will remove most of the cyanide, but there's no guarantee on that because they weren't specifically designed to remove cyanide. Oh, by the way, it's removing most of the cyanide. Cool. But not all.
Yeah, but you might have arsenic.
And
I
so
keep telling people that. Oh, and also, folks, if you're in the high country in my area, we have flesh-eating and brain-eating amoebas. So if you're up at that elevation, boil all water. Don't put tablets. Don't use the sterile pen because they find out it didn't kill it. Great. Didn't they boil the water at 192 degrees, Gil?
well, 212 is boiling.
Right. It's pretty close. But you want to get the water hot enough to kill everything in it. And you don't want the brain-eating amoeba chewing out your brains.
Yeah. So, yes, we can survive without, human species survived without chlorinated water, survived without boiling water. But you look back at history, there was a fairly high mortality rate on average for the human race.
I got a simpler one. Look at the Oregon Trail. How many people died from dysentery and what was the other one? Vomiting? That sickness.
Cholera?
Yes, that's it.
Cholera.
Yeah.
Because people
And the
forget
plague,
that.
it went through it real quickly.
And the thing is to remember, people, we are modern man. We have lost a lot of our natural immunities that our ancestors had from drinking this water all the time. So it's like giving how would I put this? Oh, yeah, giving a teenager now a fifth of Everclear and say, all right, drink it, or giving it to an Irish drunk. Irish drunk is going to drink it and last for another glass. The kid's going to be passed out on the floor and have alcohol poisoning because he's not used to it.
Right.
Yeah, I read too much and whatnot. This guy was off grid. He dug three pits each one a little higher than the other one, like in succession, like the old farmers used to do. And he would catch the rain off the top one. It would flow down off into the other one. It would flow off into the other one. He tried to filter the water that way.
Yeah, it's
He
a
got
rain catch system.
yeah, something like a rain catchment system. He tested the water in the top pond after doing that for 3 months. He said the water in the top pond still wasn't filtered out even after sitting up there and the sediment falling out. I think that was probably from the rain's not pure, is it?
No, it's from all the stuff that's left behind that the rain picks up. Like Gil says, water will pick up anything. So it'll pick up bird poop, dead bird, leaves, whatever flew into your gutters from last year, from the mountainside, volcanic ash, toxic air, mists, you name it, it'll pick it up because water is what Gil says.
Unstable.
Unstable and attract everything. So you're drinking rainwater and like,
He was trying to figure out why the top pond wasn't pure after 4 months because he figured that after it ran off into those other two pits that he should have pushed everything out of that top pit. Is what I think he was thinking.
I think he made a big boo-boo, and I hope he didn't drink that water.
The thing is also to consider doing multiple waterfalls staging like that. Being out in the open, it's getting polluted every day, every second,
Just
every
from
hour.
stuff falling out of the sky, right?
Right, and birds flying by, or the duck going in there and taking it, you know what.
Yeah, any birds, everything around, dust blowing in the air, pollen blowing out of the trees, plants, flowers, the wind just blowing, leaves and stuff into it is going to cause problems.
I would think if you're going to try something like that, you'd have to cover each containment system with a tarp or something.
Correct.
Bob had made a comment down there. You know, people in developing nations can drink almost anything. People from the West, it would kill us because we're not used to it.
Right, and we don't have the pathogens in our gut.
Yeah, our bodies have become soft, and heck, my daughter started freaking out when her boy started eating dirt. I said, let them eat dirt. They need to build up their immunity.
Yeah. I mean, also, it's full of good vitamins.
Yeah, it's you look back, you see some of these posts on Facebook from people of my gen.
Froze.
Froze. Mine, Al's, and Will's generation and older. That hey, we survived because we ate dirt, played in the mud, did all sorts of stupid stuff, ate any plant around we found. Oh, what does this one taste like? And we developed a immunity system in our youth. Of course, then we got taught in school, oh, you can't touch dirt, you can't do this, you can't do that. And we stopped, and we became paranoid about what we were drinking, and we wanted pure water and everything else. And
I had a girlfriend when I was 6. She ate rocks.
Yeah.
And
if
full of minerals.
Yeah. And like Kaylin said, when she was in Mexico, she drank nothing but bottled water down there. But people that live down there all the time, their gut and everything has developed the enzymes and stuff in there to combat whatever's in the water that's given them Montezuma's revenge.
Right. The little pills that they give you at the pharmacy, Mexiform. Do you guys want to know what's in Mexiform?
No.
Okay.
No one knows.
Okay. But
okay,
a lot of people don't understand when you go to Mexico and you buy Mexiform, that sterilized feces from a young child that's grown up in that water area, and they roll into little tiny pills. It's not harmful because they took all of the pathogens out, but it leaves the good stuff in there, so your digestive system will get used to the water. So
I'm
basically,
not taking that.
you're eating. Most
Oh,
people get.
nice.
Yeah.
Nice, Uncle Al. Nice.
Yeah.
I'm just warning
You
you. I have.
you just ruined Will's lunch.
Sorry about that, Will.
He's no longer hungry.
I'll send you some of it back, okay?
No, thank you. You can keep it. But like I said, folks, when you're out in the wilds and doing water stuff, be very careful. Because I have a friend of mine who was a Vietnam vet, and he disobeyed his company commander. And he says, "Oh, I'll get water out of rice paddy, and I'll throw us in some what you call it." He made a homemade filter, got water from the rice paddy, put his canteen underneath it, threw in he is halazone, right, Will?
Yep.
Halazone tablets into the canteen. Do you know how he escaped from Vietnam? He drank the canteen of water. It screwed up his gut, you would not believe. So he got transferred from Vietnam to Japan. From Japan, he went to Taiwan. From Taiwan, he went to Europe.
Got to come tell him hi.
Which one?
Hi, everyone.
Hi,
Hey.
Dustin. He went to Europe for the rest of his tour because his internal organs were so screwed up and he had so much crud. He thought, well, I'll filter it, throw it in a Hazlitt zone
I
tablet.
prep for it.
I prep for it. And then drink out of the canteen. Big mistake, but it saved his life because rest of his platoon was killed about a month later in an ambush, and he survived. How did you survive the war, Vietnam War, Grandpa? I had dysentery and other internal problems, so they shipped me from Japan to Taiwan to Europe. And he said most of the time he was in the service during the Vietnam War, he had to wear a diaper.
Yeah.
So we don't want that. I have diapers backed up in my storage, but we do not want to be out in the woods wearing a diaper saying, I think I messed up on the wild water system. You know, it's kind of funny, isn't it, guys? You're wearing a diaper after drinking the water you found.
Hey, that's something else to make sure you have in your preps just in case when you bug out.
Adult
A
diaper.
diaper. Put a diaper in your preps.
Yeah. All right, be back in just a second.
Okay. And like I said, Will, on your camping trips with the scouts, did you have any problems with wild water?
Not really.
And what systems did you use when you were camping out?
We used a straw. If we
Just a
came
straw?
across them and they have just hiking in the woods, I made them use a straw.
Okay. And before the straw?
Just out of the creek.
Just out of
Just
the creek?
clear the water away with their hand till they had a nice little clear pool there and put it in the cup of their hand and drink it. Some of
Okay.
them got the poop from it, but that's how they learned.
Right. But did you put like halazone tablets or chlorine tablets or iodine tablets?
Nope.
And this was in Washington, right?
Yep.
Okay, folks, remember, Will was in Washington. So that water, okay. Now, would you do that in Nebraska?
Oh, no, the water here is dirt red.
Right. So you wouldn't have Dustin go out there, here, drink the red stream of water.
Not even.
No. So it depends where you're at, folks. And see
Nice
what
eyes. I like them.
That's what happens when you drink the water.
the red water. Also,
No, the blue water. See how blue my eyes turned?
okay, folks, enough kidding around.
Yeah.
It depends on location. Now, if it's like Washington, Idaho, Oregon, British Columbia, you could drink out of the streams. That's not a problem. You might have a touch of beaver fever, but the water's perfectly safe because Idaho only mined in recent years. That's from the 1890s, right, Gil?
It's something like that. But and
why is your name is Gail?
Oh, last night we were playing around on the pajama party, Justice Keto Homestead with
Oh,
Jess.
so you had to be a girl?
And
Yeah,
I changed
you had
my
to
name
be a
to
girl?
Dale. Viper changed his name to Vanessa. And Mark from Rolling Homestead refused to. So everyone just started calling him Rwanda. Anyways, in the side chat. All right, let me go here and change that back.
All right. Will, we're at 15 minutes. Do you have anything to say, Will?
There we go.
Hi.
No, we're at
Hi.
50 minutes.
50.
Hi.
Hi. It's always saying is hi.
Okay. Now, folks, when you're doing water stuff, another thing that a lot of people forget.
Hey, Ron.
Hey, Ron. Oh, God, I brought this out and I put the wrong thing. Never have bad back and bad knees and bad everything. It hurts to pee.
It's called old age. Ow.
Yeah, I know. God. Now, if you're bugging in, what kind of water carrier do you have? And we have plenty of it.
5-gallon bucket.
Yep. 5-gallon bucket. Unfortunately, make sure you have a lid. We don't want to do what Steve did. Okay, make sure it's clean. Has a lid so you can carry water safely and doesn't have a dead mouse in it. Everybody go check out Coursera's Trainer's video. If you
That's
don't,
a good one.
Yeah, if you don't seal your food products, guess what the mouse family like? Yay, we hit the mother lode.
Yeah,
Yep.
one of Steve's kids took the gamma lid, unscrewed it, got something out of there, and then did not put the gamma lid back on.
And the mouse family thanks them.
Yes,
but that's also a good one.
That's a lot of water.
That's what I have. This is a 275-gallon IBC tote tank. I got that one, and then I also have the 330-gallon one. It's a little bit taller as well, plus 55-gallon barrels and a few other things. But the one thing I wanted to see if I can find it, 55-gallon barrels, I got probably about 10 of those.
Now, there's a water bob.
For those of you that are in hurricane area, this is not a bad idea. You can store water. You hear a hurricane's coming. You put it in the bathtub. You fill it up. Of course, then you got to make sure you have 2 bathtubs.
Or if you're in a tornado area, but first survive the tornado and get out of the tub and fill it up with water. Another thing, folks, look at the bottom of the bob. Whoops, went too fast.
Right.
Okay, it's still open. So if the hurricane comes and you see that opening, any water from the sewer line can back flush it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then, of course, there's a lot of other, containers to use. All right, the 2 on the right, you can get both those at Walmart.
Right.
And
froze. And that one you get military surplus from.
Yeah, military surplus.
Right.
And they have these stackable ones. They start getting up more as you go from right to left there, it gets more expensive.
Right.
And then you can go to the big boys.
Right. And this is from Uniline. Uniline has either polyester or steel. We are seeing polyester with a sealed lid, and that's better than a gamma lid because it's sealed tight, airtight.
Yeah. And I think that's, and if you worry about storing them, hey, you can store water in your house. I'll put, built for your food storage rack, put your water storage right next to it.
Right. And remember, folks, it has to be off the concrete. I keep telling this to people.
Yeah, and you've noticed even this other one.
People don't understand.
The bottom one there, they got it up off the concrete. They got a 2x4 under it to keep it off the concrete. This is off the concrete. If you're in California where you can get away with it not freezing, you can set stuff up outside, or you can buy. They have commercial ones, commercially built ones for 2, 3, or in the middle here. There's a 4th one up above there.
Yep.
And you just plumb them one to the other. You fill from the top and just fill them up and draw them. And I think that's it. up. Oh, you can go big time outdoors.
Oh,
Guys,
yeah.
2,000 gallons. I
If
have
you're out
2 of
there
those.
and you're bugging out and you come across a
You
farmer's
can
field
you
like
can
this,
put them underground if you get real ingenious.
yeah,
Right.
you come
Wes
across
did that on his.
a farmer's farm. You got to be careful though. Sometimes, if it's for feeding the livestock, it's okay. But they have it out there near the irrigation stuff. There could be other chemicals in there.
Right. I have to warn people, you will see the first two, they will be always near an orchard. Do not drink out of those because it'll be like, gee, this water tastes funny. It tastes like Uncle Alan's pee. Yeah, because it's full of fertilizer. So
Yep.
don't drink out of it, folks.
Yeah. All right, that was it. So they do have some of those that are shaped differently. Let me go ahead and do that. You can buy ones they're shaped kind of like a cone shape. So like it's 2 foot diameter at the bottom, 3 foot diameter at the top. Those are made to be buried under, like you could bury several in your backyard, build a deck over the top of them. Yeah, that's what a lot of people do with those.
Right.
But,
In the Panhandle in Texas, before they got destroyed by the federal government, they used to have open top big, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 open air tanks that's bigger than a house. And what they do is catch the rainwater because it's open top. And over the summer, they trickle it out to the cows and stuff in troughs. And those things are huge. I mean, you can find ducks in them, you can find fish, you can find dead ducks in them, but the cows don't care because they're cows.
They're cows, yeah.
C-103 took off. He
Right.
Was going to pick up his first real ham radio.
All right.
Okay, we got
Yeah, so yeah, the ones that are buried, a lot of people that are off grid will have them buried. They'll tap into a well. They'll drill their own well or have their well drilled, and they'll put the tank underneath, and they'll just catch the water into the water catchment, and just have it buried so that they can just use the necessity part of the water
Right.
as needed through there. And
Right.
that's quite the system that they have set up for that.
Yeah. It's called a glycerin system. They used it in the old days in the West where you have a shaft or, like he said, a big sealed container that catches the rainwater or well water so you could use it during the summer months.
Yep.
But the problem with that, and I know old timers that keep telling me, is if you use the glycerin system, it has to be sturdy because you're fighting. As you take out the water, guess what happens to the dirt coming in?
It starts wanting to cave it in.
Yeah.
And they were showing that when I was researching that, when I was thinking about going off grid, when I was researching it, they would put like a cage around them so that the water, or so that the dirt wouldn't push on it.
Yeah. That's also the same thing for caching. I keep telling people this. If you put a 5-gallon bucket by itself in the ground and you have dirt that moves, guess what happened to the 5-gallon bucket after 2 years?
It starts caving in, yeah.
Yeah, it'll become, and then you have my 5-gallon bucket's about big as this.
Yeah, I was going to take one of those big, long containers. I was going to put it underground till I started researching on it. The container doesn't cost you nothing.
Right.
You know, but to make it so it can sit underground, that costs you a pretty good old penny.
Yeah, because you have to build a barrier between the two.
You have to put a rebar all the way around it, and then you have
I use a steel tube. It's a lot cheaper.
Cement around that, and then you have to put drainage rock in there, and then you can put the dirt back in.
Yeah, I know.
It depends on the soil around you too. If you're in a rocky, gravelly soil, it's not going to shift and move that much.
But where I live, it's sandy to clayish, so it moves all the time. That's why we have earthquake.
Yeah. There's a channel, Martin Johnson off grid up northern Idaho, and they had that small black tank in the last slide there. They had one of those, and it started to freeze, and they wound up digging down, lowered it halfway into the ground, and then they piled bales of straw around it to keep it from freezing.
Yeah.
But if you're not up there in where the water where it will freeze all the time, you still want to get it buried down so at least it'll keep it. It'll help regulate the temperature, because in the summertime you don't want to be drinking hot water.
Nope. Hot, chunky water.
All right, Gil, this is where you can give your plug.
All right, so
top of the hour.
tomorrow night, it's water everywhere but not a drop to drink. Going to go into a little bit of what we did today. Going to talk more about dealing with city dwellers and SHTF and some other aspects of it that we didn't cover here, having alternative water sources. And then on Tuesday is, what is a prepper? Are you one and just don't know it? So
I just drink the soda, folks.
Don't
drink the water.
No, don't drink the Kool-Aid. So, but a quick response here. Kanan said Alaska Granny did a review of the two green ones. The ones I told about, the blue and the green one from Walmart. She said the green ones leaked. Well, I have several of those green ones. I've had those for about 5 years now. I've had no problem with them. She must have just gotten hold of a bad batch, because the green ones I had, the 7-gallon green ones have worked, or sorry, 6-gallon green ones have worked great for me for the last 6 years. Time flies when you're having fun.
But remember that surplus that's been already in the field, bounced around, and
no, these were the brand new ones from Walmart.
It could be a Chinese
just
knockoff.
got a bad batch.
Yeah, from China.
Got a bad batch.
From China.
Yeah. Here, let me throw this up again real quick so we can see what we're talking about here. Share screen, share. There we go. Well. All right, so this one in the back right here, that's the one she's talking about. This is the Aquatainer, which is a heavier duty plastic. This is the lighter duty plastic. But like I said, I've had those for at least 5-6 years now. Okay, this is 2021. So that would make it 2015. 2014 is when I bought them, when I started doing, when I became a Scoutmaster.
Right. I'm cheap. I use the canister dispenser type, the blue jug you see at the supermarket.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm cheap.
Yeah. But yeah, there's yeah. So anyways, that's what I have coming up. And
everybody get their
you have coming out.
Everybody get their stimulus check.
I'm waiting for it.
My wife hasn't told me.
I'm still waiting for it. They still said I'm dead.
Yeah.
Dead don't get paid. If you're a dead Republican, you don't get paid.
Everybody around here has gotten theirs, but I haven't gotten mine.
And I'm about to spend mine.
Dustin, he was just showing me a picture of blowing his TV up while we were doing the live stream. So he said his is spent.
Oh, Kaylin Strain did a video on spending some of her stimulus check on.
I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see that or not. No, you can't see it.
Yeah, he tried to show you the TV he blew up. He said he had to spend his stimulus on a new TV.
Well, that's good. That's good for Dustin. My tip of the day, folks, treat every day as SHTF, because I did a 1-minute segment for it, because anything can happen anytime and you don't know about it. Like, remember, Will, when your car got pounded with all the hailstones?
Yep.
Yep. And remember, Gil, when you had problems when you're digging through the old house basement and you found, what the hell is this stuff? And you
they buried crap under there they shouldn't have been burying.
Right. So every day, prepare every day as SHTF, because you don't know what's around the corner, and they'll jump out and go
happen. Yep.
Yeah, jump out at you, go blah.
Okay,
everybody. I will have a video coming out here in the next day or so. So
so 2 hours ago, Caitlin put out one redeeming Walgreens balance rewards for medical preps. And 17 hours ago, Kaylin put out one prep spot with part of my $1,400 stimulus check. Ooh, she got a pair of boots there.
Yeah, she got a nice. She did a good shopping spree.
Yeah.
I got to buy more drugs. Oh, a good kind, medication.
So, yeah. So check out Kaylin's videos that she did the last 24 hours.
Absolutely, here. She did a good job.
Yep.
Ooh,
All
what
right.
to get in the greenhouse? Cool.
All right, you guys.
All right.
Look for my video coming out in the next couple of days, and look for me on Monday morning. We'll be there.
Yep.
Thanks for coming, everybody.
See y'all later.